You heard from me once, you'll hear from me again. I'm still working hard, no matter where I am. 'Cause this is not the ending. No, this is not my ending. It's just to be continued. It's just to be continued. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in. This is episode 4 with To Be Continued. So excited to have Phillip here in his business, PAB Management. He was on our podcast actually not that long ago, just 1 month ago, as we are checking back in with him, but he's been doing so much. So I'm excited to get into everything. Phillip, how is everything going on your end of things?
Hey, so everything is going pretty good on my end. I have no complaints right now. I've had a busy last few weeks. Business is going great. I thought things were going to slow down for some reason after February because I was really busy for Black History Month and I thought March would slow down, but it has not.
No.
And I'm okay with that.
Nice. Have you been doing anything fun? So we're going to talk about your business, but on the outside of your business with being busy, have you done any fun like karaoke gigs, singing, anything in the background?
So I actually have not had any karaoke gigs, but I did recently hop back on this app called Shmule. I think that's how you say it, Smule. And I had been on there before and just kind of played around with it, but basically it's like a karaoke app where you can record yourself singing along to karaoke tracks. You can do like visual or just the audio. And I've been kind of playing around with that just a little bit here at home, and that's been kind of fun, giving me my little karaoke fix since I haven't really had the opportunity to get out and do some karaoke.
Nice. I think I had looked into a few different of those apps, but I don't remember which, like one that took you through this whole setup of like, find what kind of voice and then what kind of songs. And then I got through everything and it's like, here are just like 4 or 5 songs you can sing, pay for the
Oh
rest.
wow!
Or like, they wouldn't let you get far enough to like change the key. Cause I'm like, well, I could sing some of these, but it would be nicer if I could change the key a bit because that's what I would do if I'm playing piano or something. I just transpose. But they
Yeah,
are definitely cool to have like the backtrack and everything.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I'd love to know, can you talk to us about your jewelry business and what does that look like in the last month? Because I know following along with you on social media, you had some goals that you were trying to hit and, just diving into that. What has it been up? Like, what have you been up to within that?
Yeah, definitely. So, my jewelry business is called Accessorize with Shrugs. It's actually a company that I started in 2019 in honor of my sister who passed away that year. She was kind of like a very fashionable diva, and so I wanted to do something to kind of honor her and remember her. She left my mom and I like a little bit of whatever her like 401k or retirement, or however that works. That goes to your beneficiaries. So I wanted to use that money for something that made sense, and so I took a trip, and then also I started the jewelry business. And so last month was actually February was actually my sister's birthday month, and so for the month of February, I did set a goal of selling $224 worth of jewelry, which her birthday was on 2/24. And we hit that goal. Actually, I went over it by about
Nice.
$15. So yeah, that was great. And so this month, I decided to go ahead and set another goal and just kind of add to that number. And so this month, I'm striving for $300, and right now, I think I'm $165 away from that. So
Whoa, that's
this
great.
piece here, I have lovely jewelry like this. This is one of my pieces.
Awesome. Have you found that it is helpful to hit the goals when you're sharing it on your socials and website with people tuning in? Because that's something that I think a lot of people, if they have their own business, like a lot of us have those internal goals. But I remember as you were posting throughout the month of February, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And I think, at least from where I was saying, I'm like, I feel like if you were in that moment as a customer of like, maybe I should jump in, as soon as you see like, I'm going to get it anyways and I can help, you reach your goals. But have you kind of seen that as helpful as you share with your audience the different goals that you're setting?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, especially when it gets like right down towards the end, like a lot of my repeat customers will, they'll be watching like the progress, and like if they see it's like the last day or two before it's up, like they'll message me and, have you met your goal? How many pieces do you still have to sell? I'll buy this amount, this many, and people just really like to see me working towards a goal, so that they know I'm not just like playing around with it. Like, this is real deal. And then especially when I tie it into something like my sister's birthday, that's always really beneficial.
Awesome. And how cool would that be if, March is the month 3 and then next month 400. By the time you get to December, you're like, we're going in for 1200, you guys. Wouldn't that be
Yeah,
crazy?
yeah, definitely. That's definitely how I kind of plan on doing it. December. It's funny you mentioned December, because that's actually the um month that I started the jewelry business in. So that's like the month that I celebrate the anniversary for that business. And a couple of years ago, I did set a goal for the month of December for like $1,200 or something like that, and I hit that.
Whoa. Oh, so you've already been there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
so,
so
but
cool.
my goal would be to get back there, because I've for sure, I've kind of slacked off a little bit since then. Just focusing on, other things. Some months the jewelry business gets more focused, and some months, the PAB services gets, more.
Yeah, and I'm sure too with a lot of things, well, every business has their own like seasonal times of, around the holidays, people are thinking, what can I buy? Whereas like the services that, I mean, I feel like that can be any time of the year as well, but definitely
Yeah,
in those right around, end of summer, people are like, we need stuff, we need products, we need gifts, we need to spoil ourselves and just kind of go
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about what you are doing on the PAB management side of things? What does that look like since we've talked?
Yes. So, recently I've been a part of, well, I'm a moderator for a Facebook group called Business Support Group Louisville, which is just an online Facebook community for Louisville-based businesses. There's about 1,200 of us in there, and so I'm one of three moderators in that group. And we launched a Wednesday night networking happy hour. It's a pop up right now, so it's not like every week thing, but basically when get the words out. Excuse me. When we see that the weather's nice that week, so we'll the venue owner that we collaborate with, he'll contact us and say, "Hey, let's do the pop up networking event this week," because they have like a grill and stuff they bring outside to make food. And so that the third one that we've done was last night, and it went really well. So I've been a part of that. I'm planning for PAB Management's 9 year
Yeah, it's
anniversary.
coming up.
It is on April 15th. I'll be kicking off the week April 14th with a uh, event I'm hosting called Small Business Sunday. I'm going to invite about two other businesses to come join me and set up their merchandise to sell, and I'll have my merchandise to sell. And I'm actually launching a new product on that day.
Whoa.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Nice, which is perfect because those listening, all the more reason to, follow you on socials, keep up to date, and then we can have you back on too in, maybe even a couple weeks and see like, okay, what was that? Man, that's so
Yeah,
exciting.
for sure.
And what do the networking events look like? Because I've seen you post about that too. And I'm always interested because a lot of people have different ideas when, I mean, just the word networking alone can mean a lot of different things. But what does it
For
look like
sure.
in regards to what you're helping set up, moderate, and even, kind of help run?
Yeah, so for this specific event, we normally invite about three businesses to come and set up their products at the venue, and the venue owner that we collaborate with, they it's a bar slash party lounge, so they have drinks, then they have the grill outside, they cook food, and then we just invite a lot of business professionals, career professionals, or everyday people even, to come and shop with the vendors. And also, we encourage them to bring business cards and other marketing materials so that they can exchange information. Um, the overall goal of this event is to kind of showcase the fact that small business owners can work together and be cohesive in one space.
Yeah, that's great. And have you enjoyed them so far and seen like as a so you've put you see the one side of putting it on, but how about as you're able to kind of mix and mingle with everyone? What have you seen from that? Like any positive things coming out of that?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a really great experience overall on both sides of it. Because I don't vend every week, so just because I'm hosting and also helping curate, so I don't. I like to give other people the opportunity as well. So um, on the nights that I am vending and kind of hosting and whatnot, it's it's really funny, like to kind of see me like back and forth, like you know, showing people around, to the other booths, and then we get to my table and there's nobody sitting here, and they're like, "Well, who's
You run
this?" I'm like,
around,
"Oh
you're
no,
like,
this."
welcome.
Yeah, so this is me. So that's been fun too, but also just kind of meeting a few new faces, and even it's been interesting having people that I've never met before but have seen me like on social media, and they're like, "Oh, you're Shrugs," and "Oh, I see you share stuff all the time." And somebody had mentioned something about the company I'm a brand ambassador for, Pop Culture Cakes. There's like, "I see you post your cakes all the time, but I had never seen you out and about in person. I didn't know what you looked like in person." So it's cool.
Nice. And what would your advice be for like business owners or professionals even that are listening that haven't stepped into networking? What would you say to get them going? Because I know myself, I've done a few, never in the group setting, because to me, even that sounds a little intimidating of like, oh man, what would I even do? How do you even do that? It's like being a kid going to school and you don't know anybody and you're like, do I want to feel that as an adult? Not really, but there's so much good that can come out of it. So, what would be your encouragement for those listening?
Just do it. Just don't be intimidated, because chances are 70% of the people in there are feeling the same way that you feel. Because a lot of people are not those type of people that'll just it took me a while to get there too, to especially in those types of networking settings, to be comfortable to have those interactions. But I always say, excuse me, I always say that one of the easiest ways to get started with networking is find some online online communities to join within your niche. So find some of those support Facebook groups that I was talking about. Like if you're for me, like if you're a jury business, look for groups with other jewelry owners or with people who just love accessories, and start networking in there. Just engage. Social media networking is also a form of networking too. So you can just engage with people's posts. Leave comments, share people's posts. That's all a part of networking.
Awesome. And then getting to the event and your business anniversary as you were mentioning, what does that look like as you're kind of planning that out? Because I know a lot of business owners, like it's exciting. You get to your anniversary, and mine, I almost always miss it. And then like I think then like this past year, so Mine is in the fall. I posted like right before I went to bed. I'm like, oh yeah, 2 years in business. Yay. Here, that's it. But I know as you get more into it and more comfortable, you are able to kind of like structure things out to like lead people up to it, kind of what everyone should be doing when you're coming to launching, say, a product or something. But I'd love to hear, what does that look like on your end as like we're getting closer to that, and like what kind of events do you have planned? I mean, you mentioned the one on Sunday. Do you have anything else that kind of leads into that or is celebrating that?
Yes. So typically, what I do leading up to um, my anniversary for PAB specifically is I share um, things on social media that PAB has done down throughout the years. So earlier this week, I and Facebook is helpful with this because the memories and stuff pop up, and so a memory popped up from the very first artist that I started that I launched my company with. It was a status that he wrote 9 years ago.
Whoa.
That is so crazy to think about. And it said something like, I've got a lot going on with my artist career, and I set up. I've got my first meeting with my brand new manager scheduled um, of PAB Management CEO, whatever it said, and that's what really sparked my. I was like, oh my god, 9 years, 9 years. I don't know where the time went, but so I share stuff like that. I reshared that. Um, I posted my just like my logo and just kind of talked a little bit about 9 years in business and how it's evolved. So kind of leading up to that, I'll just be dropping little teasers of stuff like that. And anytime I'm out at an event, I usually try to bring it up in conversation, or if I'm on the mic, I'll bring it up. Um, Other than that, just kind of promoting the Small Business Sunday event on the 14th of April, and then what I'm going to do for the rest of that week, I'm ending it out on the following Saturday at a brunch event,
Ooh.
and so that'll kind of be like the ending. So I've got some little surprise things going on in between those two events that week.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. I think it's helpful for people to hear like what goes into that, because there's a lot that goes into it, but also like if you can plan it out and just kind of go along with it, it isn't too far out there that, people with their small businesses could, maybe plan events, or, hire someone like you if they're in your area and say like, well, actually you mentioned you can fly too. Like you can go out there and be
Yeah,
like, hey,
definitely.
we need someone to help with this event management, get us set up, help us do some of those things.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I think I disappeared for a minute.
Oh no. Oh, there you are. You're coming back into frame.
The sorry, the iPad, the screen locked.
But from here, I would love to know, do you have any goals like in these coming months, kind of broad ones? They don't have to be super specific, but as we continue to check in with you, I think that's really fun to hear. We will definitely check in about your anniversary and like all of that, but anything else like a little further down the line in terms of a few months? Because I know with planning events, hosting things, it's never like I'm gonna do this next week, because they take a long time to like plan and book out.
Yeah,
But anything you can kind of tell us of like, here's some direction I'm headed.
yeah. So really, over the course of the next several months, specifically, my goal with PAB management is to continue to bring togetherness within the small business community here, especially specifically the black-owned business community, because we kind of got a bad rep for not working together. People, I literally bumped into someone on my way home last night, a guy from Philly, and he was like, "Man, y'all Louisville people don't stick together," and that's not the rap that I want us to have. And so, just one of my biggest goals is to be working on bridging that gap. Because we can work together, and a lot of us already do work together, and it's just a matter of showcasing that. You know.
Hmm. Awesome. Yeah. And that's a great goal to have. And it's definitely a good one to be working on because it's like that also is not just overnight. But I think if people don't know, like working on any sort of community networking, it's tough and it takes
Yeah.
a long time, even if there is a need. Because I've seen that in some of the communities I've been a part of, or that I joined. I'm like, this is what they say they have, and then I'm like, something's missing. It's not there. So to get that right balance of like, here's what we're here to do, and then finding the people that are interested that want that, and then also getting people to engage and like follow through, because that's what I've seen too, is like it's not like you can be doing so much, but if they're not coming back and like wanting to work
Yeah.
together with you, then I'm like, man, it is so much harder than I think people even realize.
Absolutely, it is. It's much harder than people realize. I agree.
And then as we get towards the end of this, can you leave us with some encouragement, advice, anything that you want to tell us? Just like, hey, you guys, this is what we're leaving you with.
Yeah. Um, give yourself grace. Um, I think that small business owners are really hard on ourselves, and the public is already hard on us enough. They with the expectations that are set. Um, so just be graceful with yourself if you mess up, or if there's orders that you can't fulfill, if there's a project too big. Don't beat yourself up about that, and within that, also hold yourself accountable, and strive to always give the best customer service that you can give, and deliver the best outcome for whatever the case may be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, as well as for being on here and sharing all that you're doing, giving us that inside look, as well as the teasers, because we will have all of your information in the show notes. So, those listening right now, check it out. You can hear that first episode where Phillip tells us all about what he's doing. This has been great to catch up and see, like, what is he continuing to do, and then follow along with all he is doing. Buy his jewelry. Go, if you are in the area, to some of these events to, as he said, see him in real life and
Yeah.
you can meet him and maybe even attend some of the events he's doing, as well as celebrate with him wherever you're at with this 9-year anniversary, because man, that is huge. So congratulations on that,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
and we'll be seeing you guys all very
See
soon.
y'all.
Have a great day, everyone.
This is not the ending. No, this is not my ending. It's just to be continued. It's just to be continued.